Hi everyone, I'm Matt, and welcome back to Toylytics, where we take a look at the analytical side of toy collecting. In this video, we're going to look specifically at the secondary market sales of the Covenant of Shadow wave of Mythic Legions action figures in the first quarter of 2024. So to remind us of what figures came in this wave and when it was released, the pre-order period was a long time ago in June of 2016, and this was also alongside the All-Stars 1 wave, and these figures were delivered in late 2017, maybe early 2018. So definitely been a while since they were initially available, but many of these have been available in All-Stars and or reinforcement waves a little bit more recently. So let's take a look at the sales figures for this wave, and you can see that over the past 3 quarters, so quarter 3 of 23, quarter 4 23, and quarter 1 of 24, the total number of sales has held relatively constant. But some figures have definitely kind of fallen off a cliff as far as the number of sales, right? So 1 Khador sold, 1 Gorthok sold in the whole first quarter. We've only had 3 Gorthok sell on eBay since July of 2023, right? So it's really, really long time that only 3 units have been sold. But if you look at some of the others, like Templar Knight has risen pretty significantly compared to some of the previous quarters. Torian also rose compared to some of the previous quarters again, and some others have held, a little bit more reasonably constant. The Silverhorn Sentry had that bump from Reinforcements 2 in quarter 4 of 2023, and then, some sold, not a whole lot, but we'll see if any more sell in April now that a lot of people have their in-stock sale orders in and start determining that they ordered too many, or maybe that was the whole idea all along. Who knows? But we'll see if that trend continues. I would expect to see more Silverhorn Sentries selling in quarter 2 of 2024 when we look at that data. Looking at the month-by-month sales here, you can see that we had a run of Templars. 18 Templars sold in March of 2024. I don't know what was in the water, so many people wanting Templars. But we also had 9 Scaphoids as well, and then 6 Baron Volagars, and also 6 Torians. And you can see that those were some of the highest in March. January, February, a little bit light, maybe after the new year, after the holidays, people deciding to hold off a little bit as far as buying older figures online compared to the ones they just pre-ordered and that sort of thing. But as you can see in March, things have started to pick up a little bit more. But in general, a lot of these barely sell more than about 2 to 5 or 6 figures per month on a month-by-month basis. As far as the prices are concerned, the original Night Builder leads the way with a $187 average price. Gorthok and Khador, remember there were just one sold here, so the average is that price, right? So one Gorthok sold for $180, Khador sold for $150. Then we go down pretty significantly to the Templar. A lot of sales, but high price too, right? So people are definitely paying up for Templar Knights, so about $85 there. Torian 78 or so. Silverhorn Sentries come down significantly because of the Reinforcements 2 release, so about 65. Baron Volagar and Scaphoid. So some of these, right, Baron Volagar, Scaphoid, and Torian were just available in All-Stars 3 and 4, and they're already averaged out to be higher than retail, especially Torian selling pretty significantly higher than retail. So that basically suggests that these are getting scarcer and scarcer, even though we had more availability due to the All-Stars releases. Let's look a little more detail at each particular character here. So we have Baron Volagar. Overall, I'd say that in general his price is coming down a little bit. In 2023, we had some significant or some consistent sales in that $70 range or so, maybe 70 to 75 in some cases. But in 2024, you can see that we've had some selling for right around retail price of $50, but in general going for maybe $53 or so, up to about 65 for an original Baron Volgar. Obviously dampered a little bit by the Baron Volgar 2, but still people still desire that figure because a significant number we're selling. We'll go quickly through these because not too many sold as we saw, right? So there's our 1K door. As you can see, the price is relatively similar to what he was selling for in 2023, so his price is reasonably stable outside of this new one selling for $410 in December. Not sure what somebody was thinking there, but had to have them and hope he's happy with them. As far as Gorthok, again, it's just crazy how so few of them there are. It's also crazy that somebody would pay $180 for a new one when All-Star 6, you can get a brand new one from any retailer that still has them in stock on the pre-order price of $50 at this point, even if you miss the Horseman price. So I'm not sure why somebody had to have them for $180, but they did. So again, hope they're happy as well. Looking at the Night Builder, again, not a lot of sales to speak of here, but it's something kind of interesting here. The price has come down pretty significantly compared to what he was selling for back in October when we had some other sales. So all the sales in 2024 have been for less than or right around $250, so about $125 to $250. So that price has definitely come down significantly. We don't see that $250 to $500 price anymore for the Night Builder. I think people are realizing that Night Builder is a really cool figure, but definitely not worth that kind of price when so many other figures are available much cheaper. Looking at Scaphoid here, we can see that even up through March, we still had some particular Scaphoid figures selling for less than retail, right? So the retail price was right here at $50, and all these were selling for less than retail. So generally, most recently, you're able to get a Scaphoid for about, I would say, $45 up to about $60 to $63 or so. So still around retail for Scaphoid. If you see one for retail or a little bit less, and you want to pick one up, it's probably a pretty good price. I doubt he's going to go much lower than that overall. Silverhorn Sentry, again, you've got to feel bad for this person who bought one for $500 back on September 30th. But you can see pretty consistent prices overall, although this is because this outlier is really skewing the scale a little bit here. So in general, Silverhorn Sentries are selling between about $55 up to, you can see, like $87.50 in this case. Most of the sales are between that $55 to $70 range, I would say. But as you can see, prices are starting to creep up a little bit. So we'll see what happens with the effect of the Reinforcements 2 wave of figures that have been released. Maybe that Silverhorn Sentry price will come down a little bit in the future for people that missed out and can't get them at a con that the Horsemen are going to be at. All right, Templar Knight, here we go. A lot of people still buying these Templar Knights, and again, the prices are pretty stable on average. I would say in general, people are paying from about $70 up to about $100 in a lot of cases here. A few people paying a little bit less than that, a little bit less than 70, but for the most part, most of the sales are between 70 and 100 somewhere. So again, I'm not really sure why people are buying these original Templar Knights for such high prices. I mean, I could see wanting the figure, but we have so many Templars coming out in the Necronominous wave. We have one coming out in the All-Star 6 wave. It's hard to believe that people need to pay, $80, $90, $100 for one right now that's even much more basic when they could get a significantly more kitted out figure for $50 retail price on the pre-order. But anyway, that's what's going on. A lot of people want it. Maybe new people in the line. I've heard from some new people that they really like the Templars. That really one of the things that gets them into the line. And if they see this is the going price, they're more than willing to pay it. So anyway, we'll see how that impacts, though. I would imagine that Templar is going to lose value once some of the other ones actually get released. Finally, we have Torion. Torion actually has come down in price. Right? So earlier in 2023, August, September, he was selling pretty consistently for $90 to about $115. Now, you can generally get him between about $65 and $85 for most of these sales. So if you see a Torion or you want a Torion, you may be able to get one for a little bit more than retail. I would say around $70 would be a pretty good price for a Torion right now. So a lot of good figures in the Covenant of Shadow wave. Some as we've seen, very rare on the market. Not many of them sold at all, but a lot of availability on some other ones from recent All-Stars releases. So always interesting to see how the prices are changing and how the sales volume changes as well as we go along. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to be covering more and more waves as we go, along with Cosmic Legions as well as Figure Obscura, now that we have this Q1 data. I'll see you again soon. Take care.